Cheers, y'all. Welcome back to the Fishlyfe podcast. He survived COVID without a doctor, but he might not survive Whataburger.
Because a piece of ice, this is literally empty, and a piece of ice just shot down my throat when I did that. Oh, man,
Chris has been MIA, and yes, he did have the COVID.
I'm
and
back.
He did survive it without a doctor. We're going to talk about that, plus so much more on tonight's Fishlyfe podcast. We're going to get into some tournament events. We had a tournament of our own. We got to recap and talk about a little bit. Tell you guys the good news on that. We got a Bassmaster Elite Series tournament we got to talk about. And, of course, we're going to give you current conditions, current fishing, all that good stuff, talk about the fishing stuff. But before we go into any of this, where have you been?
Sick on the couch.
Sick on the couch.
Literally.
How old are you, Chris?
I'm 31 years old.
What's your height and weight?
I'm 6'3". Before, pre-COVID, I weighed 205.
Now we weigh.
And now I weigh 191.
Lost some weight. So but you're 6'3", 200 pounds. Like you're a fairly in shape dude. And you're 31 or 30?
31.
31. So Chris is a guy that just a normal dude.
Just a normal guy.
Just a normal dude. You don't work out.
No.
You don't exercise.
I don't lift weights that
You
heavy.
eat terrible.
Yeah, I mean, pretty bad. I eat a lot better now, but
He
yes.
eats a lot of sugar, folks. I've seen the Twinkie wrappers in the floorboard of the truck.
See.
My point is, my man's just normal.
Just a normal dude. Normal dude.
With a shitty American diet.
Yes. I am the like if they would have done that old documentary on Netflix today, the one Super Size Me.
Yeah.
I'd be the thumbnail.
Yeah, that's you. That's how you eat. So and now you got COVID, and I remember when it first happened, you're like, bro, I just feel bad. I don't know what's wrong. I'm not gonna make it this week.
Yeah, it just didn't feel good.
But you were like, but I'm not going to the doctor.
Yeah, no.
But then it kept going.
So
and after it went for so many days, I was like, hey dog, like
yeah,
you might want to go to the doctor.
Yeah. So I went to the doctor, and I'll tell the whole story. So I woke up on a Thursday morning, and I was just feeling real bad. Didn't have fever, but just kind of felt bad. Went to work, came back home, woke up the next day, had a fever, felt throat hurt, and I was like, oh, okay, I got strep throat probably. Yeah. No big deal. Didn't go to the doctor, just kind of waited it out through the weekend, seeing if it'd just go away on its own, because sometimes like a cold or something like that, it's just like a backlash. If you just reel back over it, it goes away.
Yeah, you reel it up, it goes away. Yeah. Cast it back out, it comes back again. You reel it back up, it goes away.
That's right. So I was just, did all that. Then that next Monday, I started running a real high fever. Went to the doctor, they gave me a Z-Pack. They said, you'll be fine. This will knock out anything you got going on. I said, okay. Well, it's a 5-day pill, 5 days worth of pills. And, after 5 days, I still felt pretty bad. And at one point, towards the end, it was the worst. I went back to the doctor, I had 102 fever, and I had been running between 102 and 103 for like 3 days in a row. And went and got tested and got COVID, took another week off work, and...
But really, you got COVID and you just kind of sat at home and rested while you were sick and then you were fine.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally just keeping the fever down.
So, we don't say this just to like knock COVID and be like COVID isn't serious or whatever.
No. I mean,
because obviously it affects different people differently.
It was literally the flu.
Yeah, but...
Quit, Skeeter.
Skeeter's on the water drinking binge.
Yeah, she's like, my immune system, I ain't trying to get COVID for Chris.
Yeah, we kept Chris going probably another week than we needed to, honestly.
Yeah, we were just trying to be safe, yeah.
But we don't say this to downplay COVID, because obviously COVID can, we both have people that we know and care about that have lost their life due to,
that's right,
not necessarily COVID per se, but COVID-related complications.
Correct.
Yes. But my point is, folks, for most people, you just get sick and then you get better.
Yeah, for the 99%.
It's certainly not worth trashing the economy, totally uprooting our political system, and ending up with Joe freaking Biden as president. It ain't worth that, I can assure you.
And the truth comes out.
Yeah, it ain't worth that. It's just another sickness and disease. And if your body's in a compromised position health-wise, when you get it, it could create problems.
That's right. Just like many other sicknesses.
Many other sicknesses.
Yeah. So
it's always amazing to me how the flu has completely disappeared statistically.
Yeah, I asked the doctor. I had a pretty cool doctor, and I'm not going to cite the source where he worked or nothing. Tell you his name, but we were kind of talking about it, and he gave me his little insider thoughts on it, and it's pretty amazing that people in the medical field that think this is totally bull
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, the ones that know.
Yeah,
like
'cause
the people that should know more than anybody.
Because he was wearing a mask, like he looked like he belonged on Mad Max. Like he
Okay.
had one of them special N95.
Looked like Bane.
Q23 masks, whatever.
Bane off Batman.
Exactly.
The darkness is
Yes,
my friend.
Exactly. And I said, percentage-wise, how far down is flu this year? And he said, 88% in this clinic. And I said, damn, that's crazy. I said, so COVID killed the flu? And he goes, yeah. And I said, oh, damn, the flu's more deadly, statistically speaking, in years past. I said, that's actually almost kind of a blessing, yeah. And he goes, no comment. And I said, oh, so you got the shot. And he goes, no comment. And we just kind of talked about it, and like I said, we're not trying to downplay it, but just some of the implications that it's had on society and some of the BS that it's caused, it's certainly not.
Yeah, we're not trying to downplay. We're just trying to give a more realistic point of view. Because if you watch the news, folks, their job is to make you think the world's coming in there, so that you'll click on stuff and watch and eyeball times.
The real clickbaiters.
It's how they sell advertisements. And yeah, they're world champions.
Yes.
World champion clickbaiters.
Not even close.
So yeah, they're going to make everything. In fact, and then you even have the politics get mixed up with the news.
Correct.
And then they use the news to disrupt anything that they don't like. So Donald Trump being a political outsider, both parties decided we got to get him out of here because he's disrupting our abuse of power that they have. Essentially, that's what they do. They abuse power. Whether you are a Democrat, Republican, or whatever, both sides, the established political parties abuse power.
Correct.
Unbelievably.
Yes.
If you don't believe that, then you're under a rock. Like
it's been going on for generations.
You're the kid that went snipe hunting and never even understood what you were doing.
So my
and that's a little redneck ease if you know about snipe hunting. Right. You're the kid that stayed out snipe hunting all night and never got it. Yeah. Okay? Because they definitely are committing huge abuses of power, taking advantage of us, and trumping up phony charges and phony dollars to spend into every bill that they do. Right. And through that, they're giving kickbacks to people that are giving them money then in return. And they're all getting rich with their buddies and taking advantage of us using our taxpayer dollar to do so. And when you get somebody that's an outsider coming there that don't need the money, that don't even accept his own political salary, he just donates it. That guy is holding them accountable as much as he can, and he is disrupting their abuse of power. That's what he's doing. And so they took this COVID disease, which is just another disease, like swine flu was, or like whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And was it better or worse? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. It's not my point to say. Only thing I'm saying is, without a doubt, they took that COVID disease and they made it such a big deal that it shut the world down, shut the economy down, and they just made this huge thing out of this deal just to disrupt what was going on in our country so they could then point the finger. If you look at the dang debates and all the election publicity from last year, they just pointed the finger and blamed Donald Trump for all of it. What the heck? Like, they were mad at him when he shut the country down. Then they blamed him for not shutting it down soon enough. Like, it's just all BS, man. Everything you hear about COVID, it's a shame that there's hardly any news sources you can go to these days and actually believe what they say. Yeah. You need to do your own statistical data research if you want to know what's going on. I just don't believe any of them anymore. I mean, I can't believe anything that any of them say anymore. It's out of freaking control. And COVID, can it cause complications if you have a compromised system? Yes, absolutely it can. A good friend of ours at Lake Fork passed away due to that. Mm-hmm. But for most of us, you're probably not even going to have to go to the doctor and get a test. You're probably going to not even realize you had it.
Yeah, it's not the Spanish flu.
Chris got it pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean that was
you were just sick.
To my understanding, it was a pretty bad case of COVID.
Yeah, and you were just sick. You just rested and
body aches and fever were the worst part.
Yeah,
my fever literally got so high, which when you get a high fever as an adult, it's
dangerous.
It's dangerous. Mm-hmm. I literally got a high fever and had to go take cool showers, put wet washcloths on me. But other than that, But my grandpa used to say this one thing, and I will always remember this. He said, the more access to the media and all this stuff that we've got going on in the technology era, he said these politicians, the true politicians, whether they're Republican, Democrat, whatever, they'll use the 3 Ds to get what they want, and that's disruption, diversity, and then when they get all that, they'll destroy.
Yeah.
And that's literally what we're seeing unfold.
Well, they do that to keep
the power.
To keep the power. Yeah, they're keeping you down so that they stay on top. That's the game they're playing.
That's right.
And it's disgusting and it's sick. the problem is we live in such a rich and fortunate country that nobody's willing to sacrifice what they have to change it, because it is disgusting and sick and twisted and awful what's going on, and really they should be called to task, and we the people probably at this point should be thinking about doing something about it. We should be actually acting and doing something to reset this abuse of power that goes on throughout our government. But nobody's willing to not go to Johnny's soccer game on Saturday.
That's right.
Me included.
Yeah.
As a guy that served in the Marine Corps and was willing to fight the fight, I do not want to give up what I've got going on with my kids, because the reality is no matter how much they're taking advantage of and screwing us over, we still live in America.
That's right.
And if you're willing to work hard, life's still pretty damn good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, we still eat what we want. We do what we want throughout the week. You know, yeah, you got to go to work, but we have freedom still.
That's right.
And thank God that we do. We're fortunate enough to live in Texas where we have even more freedom than you do in some other areas. But
That's right.
nobody's willing to give up their Netflix account and their
Right.
whatever they choose to eat that week on their couch. And, you know, nobody's willing to give that up, because that's what it'll take to change that. I mean, we can sit here and complain about it, be mad about it all we want to. But if anybody ever wants to change that, what it's going to take is personal sacrifice and personal comforts. And nobody's willing to do that because we do have it so well.
Right.
So right now, it's just going to keep going, man. It's just going to keep going, and just all I do is I hope and pray that they don't keep taking more and more advantage. To where I really hope and pray that it doesn't ever get to a point where the American citizens feel the need to rebel against their government again, because it's happened before in this country. So,
Yep. History has a way of repeating itself.
yeah,
Unfortunately.
you know, if it keeps going the way it's going, keeps progressing, it's going to get there someday. But I don't, from a realistic point of view, I don't see that being anytime soon.
No.
Because as long as you can still go out and bust your butt and provide a comfortable life for your family, people aren't going to be willing to give that dream up. Because that's the American dream, what this country's built on and founded on. As long as that is still available to you, people aren't going to give it up. So they're going to have to keep screwing. Unfortunately, they're going to have to make it a lot worse before it's going to get any better. That's my opinion of it. But anyways, he survived COVID. Didn't even have to use a doctor. He just sat on his lazy butt and got better on his own.
Dude, I'm telling you what. Can I say, I know this is a fishing podcast, but can I let y'all in on a little secret?
Yeah.
I had COVID during a smallmouth tournament, and I still couldn't watch the smallmouth tournament. I cannot stand.
Oh,
Look, I know
man.
there's an
Yeah,
art
the
to
MLS
catching
tournament, yeah.
There's an art to catching them, and Jacob Wheeler blew it out. I mean, incredible.
Well, bro, I was watching I turned the live coverage on today, and I turned it on, and I shouldn't say this because I love bass fishing. My life is bass fishing.
Yeah, I mean, I love it too.
But I turned the coverage on today on Bassmaster, and I turned it on right in time to see Seth Fighter lean into a good smallmouth on a spinning pole, of course. And 5 minutes later, he lands like a 3 or 4 pound fish.
Yeah.
And I went, I'm out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I do not want to watch a guy let a 4 pounder swim for 5 minutes.
Look, and
like, it is the most boring of all the fishing styles we have in bass fishing, as far as watching it. Now, would I enjoy fishing that way? I think I would.
For sure.
I would enjoy catching them and fishing.
Doing it, yes.
But watching them take 5 minutes to land 4 pounders,
Dude,
is the most boring viewing in bass fishing, in my opinion.
Dude, I could think of at least 3 things right now I'd rather watch. I'd rather watch concrete dry, grass grow, and bread rise.
Or the replay of Conor McGregor
Yeah,
breaking his ankle. Good night.
All 52 seconds of it.
And then him sitting there yelling at the dude, talking trash about his old lady on the floor.
Yeah, you know, hey, that card was excellent. The way they structured it and everything.
Can you be a smart idiot?
Sure.
That's what Conor. If he can be, that's what he is.
Okay.
Conor McGregor is an idiot, but he's freaking smart because everything he does.
I love that dude. I'm telling you, he's one of my favorite fighters.
He's entertaining.
The entertainment factor's there. He's very business savvy.
Yep.
He knows how to promote himself and his brand.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, he delivers.
Oh, yeah.
On what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
So I got nothing but respect for the dude.
Yeah,
So,
he's an idiot though.
But he's an idiot.
But so are you,
Oh yeah.
and so am I. Like, well, that's the only people we run with are idiots.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel like we could get along really good at a cookout.
Yeah, we all are idiots.
Like that dude at the bar. You heard the story about him pouring a shot of his proper 12 to that old dude at the bar, and the dude wouldn't take a shot, so Connor punched him. Did you hear about that? Yeah, it wasn't
that's
like
awesome.
he didn't hit him with
Sounds right.
He didn't hit him with like a haymaker left, but he
popped him.
Popped him.
Give him a jab, good stiff jab.
Because apparently that's really rude in Ireland to not accept a drink.
Okay.
That's bought for you. Yeah. Anyways, the more you know.
Here you go. Like I said, he's a smart idiot. How about this?
I love it.
Fishing with JC threw this little stat in there.
Your wife is in my DMs.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, that's what
Fishing with
Connor said.
JC threw this out there. Dude made $180 million and fought one fight last year.
That's right.
He's a smart idiot. He acts like an idiot, but he's doing it in a really smart
right.
way. And yeah, that was the best line. When he's sitting on the mat with his broken ankle and Rogan comes over to interview, he starts yelling at Poirier. He's like, "You shut your mouth. Your wife is in my DMs."
Yeah.
Your wife is in my DMs. What an idiot. Well, what a smart idiot.
I like Dustin Poirier too, because Poirier talked that trash too.
Oh, yeah.
And he will deliver.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, he ain't playing.
He wouldn't arm wrestle me though. I got these COVID guns now, boy.
You got them COVID. Wait a minute. I don't want to know. I don't need any more information on where that came from.
You get like superhuman strength after you beat it. Unfortunately, it didn't help me catch no fish.
Do you even realize what you're saying and what it sounds like right now?
Yeah. It's awesome.
Oh, okay.
It's awesome.
I'm just making sure you
Smart
knew.
idiot.
I know where you were going with that. All right. So let's talk some fishing, man.
Let's do it. You want
the-
to go current conditions?
We'll talk about this Bassmaster tournament that we just saw for a little bit since we referenced it already.
Let's pull up the leaderboard. Brian Schmidt.
Brian Schmidt, he's from up north. I think he's a Maryland guy. He's from Maryland. So that kind of fits the deal. But here's the thing that surprised me about this, and I don't know if it's because they were on Champlain, and so it fishes a little differently than those other, like, true small. Like, there is a largemouth factor at Champlain, and these guys didn't necessarily use that finished up in the top, but it's just a little bit different lake than the true smallmouth, than the St. Clair's.
St. Clair's,
St. Lawrence. It's a different fishery than those. It's got grass, it's got rock, dock, like it's got different stuff going on there. I didn't know Keith Combs had ever caught a smallmouth before. Like, I don't know, man.
Keith Combs making a charge.
He came in second place at this tournament, and I was like, when I saw him in the top 10, I looked at somebody and said, that dude ain't caught 20-pound smallmouth in his life, I don't think. I mean, obviously he has, he's Keith Combs, but like he's not known to excel when they go up north. That was a pretty big shot.
You know what's funny to me is like, and this is why stereotypes aren't necessarily good all the time. Whenever I saw his name creeping up, I went, oh, they must be batting a crankbait. Legitimately, that's where my mind went.
Oh, yeah. First thing you
batting
think.
a crankbait.
First thing you think. With Keith Combs.
Because
every time he does good in a tournament, it's on like 6XD, 8XD.
And he targeted quite a few largemouth in this tournament too.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Zaldane was another one that was up at the top.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not as surprising because he's known to throw a drop shot and be good with it. But still, Zaldane usually makes his hay in the South.
That's right.
And he lives in Texas.
That's right.
And so that was a little bit of a shock. Lee Livesey getting into the top 10 was a bit of a shock. Now, I know he was catching some largemouth.
I was pulling for Lee. He had, the first 2 days for sure, he did really well. I think he had 20 pounds both days. Yep.
And then you got some guys that are from up there. Dustin Marion's from Pennsylvania. That's not a surprise. He's a smallmouth guy. He guides for smallmouth when he's not on tour. That didn't surprise anybody. Austin Felix is from up north. That didn't surprise anybody. Seth Fighter, of course, didn't surprise anybody. Patrick Walters, I don't think, surprised anybody. No. And Hamner didn't really surprise anybody because
that's Walters.
Patrick's. By the way, you don't think the sharing information deal matters?
It matters.
Justin Hamner, no knock on Justin, but he hasn't had a whole lot of good finishes this year.
Right.
But when Patrick Walters is on him in the top 10, then Justin Hamner's in the top 10. Lee Livesey and Caleb Summerall, same deal. Best friends, roommates, all that, right? And these are two guys that are kind of out of place up there up north. That's not really their deal, but yet they both end up in the top 10. I'm telling you, there's some sharing information amongst some tournament anglers. They do it, and you get one of them on it, and then if they help each other, man, it can really help both guys.
So, but on that same subject, the sharing information subject, kudos to Bass for letting John Cox fish.
No doubt.
Because, and look, we can talk this in circles and circles.
We talked about it before it happened.
Yes.
Me and you did.
We talked about it on, I think it was Thursday.
Yeah.
The day one of the tournament. And
we talked about it, I think, before the final decision was made. Because
correct.
we were like, are they going to let him finish? Or are they not going to let him finish? We didn't know.
Wednesday.
We didn't know. We were thinking they were going to not let him fish at that time. And kind of the conclusion I think that we both came to was like, if I was fishing that event, I would want him to fish.
Correct.
But the rule is you're not allowed to own the water.
Yeah.
And he's on the water in a competitive environment. Like, that's an advantage, no matter what. No matter what anybody says, that is an advantage. I said, so if they rule him out and don't let him fish, I understand.
Yeah.
I would totally understand that. If I was an angler, I would be mad if guys voted for that. Because it was up to the anglers to vote for it. It was the guys fishing, the competitors are the ones that voted on this ruling. I would understand if they did not let him fish. But the fact that they did says a lot to me about the guys that are there, because I want to beat the best. If I'm going to be on the Bass Pro Elite Series, I want every one of the best anglers in the world to fish in that field as much as possible. That way, if I do good, I can say I beat the best in the world. And John Cox is one of the best in the world. No doubt about that. Hands down, he's proven that. So I would want him to fish. I wouldn't care. And I also feel like if you want to be one of the best fishermen on earth, if you want to be one of the best at anything on earth, you need the attitude of, I don't care how much of an advantage he has.
That's right.
I'm still going to whoop him.
That's right.
Like, you need to have that attitude. And that would be the attitude I'd want to have. And so I would want him to fish. And I think you pretty much we agreed on that.
I agree. But my question, and we talked about this a little bit on the phone when we were talking about it, is I understand the rule and the way it reads and why they have it and all that good stuff, but is he honestly at a disadvantage? Because you know all these Elite Series guys are watching that live coverage.
Well, yeah, but watching the covers and being on the water, yeah, there's an advantage, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying how much more, though, because you could argue
a lot, in my opinion.
See, I feel like with these guys, if you dial down an area that they know they're there, I feel like those guys can go in that area and figure out a way to make those fish bite. And they can see the caliber of fish that are being caught in those areas.
You know what I wish I did? I just don't know Lake Champlain.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know Lake Champlain well enough, and I honestly didn't pay that close of attention to the coverage. I watched it some, but I didn't pay close enough. I would like to know, did some of the guys from the Elite Series that were the top finishers, were they in the same area as some of the top finishers from MLS?
Yeah, that'd be an interesting bullet point for sure.
But I would have no way of knowing. Like, I don't know any knowledge of Lake Champlain, honestly.
I don't either.
I mean, I know they have grass and they catch them on frogs sometimes.
Dude, so sometimes I get on my Navionics on my phone and just go wherever they're fishing or go up north and just look around. Yeah. It's a pretty interesting.
It's a big freaking lake.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's a huge lake.
Rather large. You can't skip a rock across it. Most definitely.
No, it was good. I was glad he got the fish, and it was the bad thing is this is about as good as a smallmouth tournament can go, in my opinion. Like, this was a really good event.
Yeah.
What do y'all think in the comments? You guys comment and tell us. Those smallmouth derbies to me I just can't get fired up about watching them.
I check out about June every year in tournament.
Like, I don't mind watching the final edited version of the show.
That's right.
That's fine. I'll watch that religiously.
Yeah.
But the live coverage on the smallmouth where they're just sitting there looking at their graph and they're taking 5 minutes to reel them in, I just can't get fired up about it.
Yeah, I agree. I have a hard time with it too.
I don't know. Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think.
Probably an unpopular opinion, but I don't know.
Go back to our list there, Chris.
Go back to our list, Chris.
The cones look stupid.
Oh, what are those called? Floggers?
Floggers. The cone of injustice is what it should
I always
be
thought a
called.
flogger was something else, but whatever.
Well, you're dropping some subtle ones tonight.
I'm telling
you folks better be listening closely to catch some of the greatness that's coming out of. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Man, I'm telling you, it's good to be
Welcome back to the show.
I think I literally called you just about every day. And was like, dude, I'm sorry. I really want to be there.
I know you did.
Yeah.
You dang sure did.
Because I'm telling you right now, let's talk about that 22 kill tournament.
Yeah. And I know you said you missed that because you had to miss.
I was going to roast everybody.
You were pretty well healed up healthy by then, but I was like, no, I'll just stay gone. We don't take no chances.
Yeah, we didn't want to spread, because, I mean, even after everything we said, we still didn't want to get people sick.
Obviously. I don't want you to get me sick.
Right.
Or anybody else. Yeah. So we probably played it a week more than we needed to, but you missed the 22 kill tournament last week, and it was awesome.
Man, that's one of that literally since we started doing it last year, I was like, man, this is one of my favorite things.
Looking forward to it all year.
This is one of my favorite things I can do every year.
Look forward to it all year, and then you didn't get to go.
Yep.
Which sucks.
But yeah, especially, I saw y'all raise quite a bit of money. That was pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. It's always good to grow from the year prior, and I'm pretty excited about it, and I've got some ideas. I'm gonna be a little more hands-on with it next year leading up to, because I think.
I mean, do you want to roast me now to make up for it? Would that make you feel better?
No, man, it's good because Cody Mays used one of my roasts, and
that was pretty good.
It's a good one, and you didn't approach that tournament at all like Rayburn, so good job on you.
Get out of here.
But yeah, no, I was gonna. Man, everybody was gonna get it. I'm telling you, and we'll all get together at some point, and we'll just have a roast. Just amongst us.
Yeah.
And we'll just roast each other all night.
Around the fire pit, drinking.
So basically, we'll just all hang out.
Should we live stream that?
Absolutely, we should.
If we want to get our platform, if we want to get deplatformed and get taken off YouTube, we should probably put that on there.
But put your kids to bed first.
Yeah, well.
Because no holds barred on that.
Yeah. Maybe we live stream it and then delete it. So it's you can only see it live.
Only see it until it ends.
Yeah.
And then
we don't post it.
Gone forever. Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, the platform might actually survive if we did that.
That's right.
Because if we posted that and like let it be out there forever, we're definitely getting kicked off of all platforms.
Potentially sued.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Because there's definitely things when we first did this podcast years ago.
Yeah.
There's definitely things I said on that one where I'm like, oh, I'm glad that ain't around no more.
Yeah.
Cannot confirm or deny.
That's right.
There's a statute limitation, but no, I saw
20,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, I saw it was a good tournament. I enjoyed the video you put out on the day on the water. That was about like I expected.
Busting Outdoors said, hey, by the way, you cut some of that roast out. Absolutely. I had to cut some of it out.
Yeah, you got
There was some of that roast that was there live that I could not put on YouTube.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was there, he would have had to cut my whole roast out. And for those that know me, no, I'm not playing.
No, he's not playing at all. It was a great event, man. And we ended up, you mentioned money, we ended up raising, and that's the meat of the deal. We ended up raising $17,000.
That's awesome, man.
To go towards, veterans and first responders getting the mental health assistance they need, getting counseling, getting treatments. That's the real deal.
That's the real deal.
That's the real deal. And we got a message from one of the guys at 22 Kill thanking us for that, and mentioning how much this is how much treatment you're going to be able to help people get. And when you put it down like that, it's unbelievable. And really, we say we did. When we say we did, we're talking about y'all.
Yeah, y'all did.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah. It's y'all's money. Mm-hmm. Y'all did it. Now, don't get me wrong. We contributed some too. I've got that deal over there that I bought at the auction, and Zach bought something at the auction, and we all my mom bought a cooler for like $500, a custom cooler. It's real nice. And so we all contributed as well. But really, the bulk of that $17,000 comes from the viewers of Your Lake Fort Guide. Your Lake Fort Guide Nation. A, we had one hell of a party and one hell of a time. And B, we caught some fish. There was a lot of fishing. The lake fished about as good as it's fished really all year.
Really?
Just when you're talking about average boat to boat.
Yeah.
The lake fished about as good as it's fished all year that weekend. Everybody I talked to caught them. It seemed like it was a really good fishing weekend. And then, especially on Saturday, more so than Sunday. And then on top of all that, most importantly, we raised that money. And we served a good cause, and we did what we do, which is Skeeter's pretty excited about it over there in the corner. But it was awesome, man. It was an awesome event. It's always so fun. It would be a fun deal just to be a part of, but to think that it's like our deal. It's our Your Lake Fort Guide community platform-driven event. It
makes it that much more special.
It's just amazing that we're able to do that. And we're only able to do that because of y'all. Yeah. But it's honoring and humbling to think that we can actually do that and produce that type of event. Skeeter's excited about it. She's ready to go. Skeeter bugged the fishing dog.
Hey, I did want to ask you though, are you still surfing in push-ups?
No. Do we have any of the 22 Kill fishing shirts? So we custom made shirts for the event. You can buy those on 22 Kill's website. They are still available. I don't know if they're available on the website yet, but as soon as they are, I'll post links to them on all social media platforms. I'll let you know where they're at. But yeah, those shirts are going to be. We have more of those that are going to be for sale from that event. The custom shirts from that event. Yeah, and they're great shirts.
I think I mentioned something about that to you. I want one of those.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
good stuff.
Yeah, they're going to be available. I got to get back with 22 Kill and find out if I'll do that tomorrow and find out if they got that link up on those shirts on their website yet. So great event, 22 Kill. Enjoyed the heck out of that. Thank you guys so much for making that event what we did.
Do we want to talk about what's going on in the water?
Yeah, the fishing's pretty good. It's up and down for me. It's good one day, it's a grind the next. And that's just kind of how it's been all summer. Now, I will say this. Towards the end of this week, we finally are getting that water up towards that 90-degree mark. That is changing things. That is making these groups of fish get bigger. More of them are getting out there. They're getting in more of the predictable places.
That's right.
But, the weeks leading up to July 4th weekend, we had a lot of men were fishing in between depths, 10 foot, 12 foot, 15 foot, just catching a little group of fish here, a little group of fish. It was just different, man. It just wasn't how it's normally sets up in May and June and going into July. And now we're finally getting to some of those more predictable, normal type of areas and patterns. They started biting a deep crankbait at the end of this week somewhat consistently for the first time for me all year. Yeah. So I'm excited that we're finally getting to where it's just been a challenge this year because, the deal is when you have not necessarily adverse conditions, but
Stability, lack of stability.
just different conditions than what you're used to.
Yeah.
Like when you fish the same lake year after year, you go, okay, by the time we get to May, they're going to be out here doing this. And then the shallow fish are going to be over there doing that. And then by the time we get to June, they're going to be doing this. They're going to be biting these baits. You know, like you kind of know what they do year after year. And so when that doesn't play that way and something gets prolonged and the fish get in between and they move around, you got to start over. It's like you've never been there before.
Right.
And you're having to just really think outside the box and be open-minded and really find them and just fish by the seat of your pants. So when they start getting back into those traditional patterns, traditional areas, it makes it a lot easier for a guy that's fished there a lot like myself, and you fish there a lot too. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Like you go there once a month, once every 2 months, because you fish other lakes and fish little tournaments around here and stuff. So when you go to Fork once a month or once every 2 months, whatever, you pull up there, you're going to run the stuff that you know from the past.
That's right.
You're going to fish history, and if they're not there, you're probably going to have a tough day.
Well, literally, the scenario you just told is literally the way our trip went yesterday.
Yeah, you went out. You were on the water yesterday.
We had a half a day to fish and went out there and, you know, my partner, he doesn't have a lot of experience on that lake. And so I said, I've got about 4 spots we're going to run. We got about a half day, we'll run 4 spots. And I just ran normal July type stuff, you know? And we didn't have that great of a day because they just weren't quite there. We had 86-degree water. And when I saw that the water wasn't quite hot enough yet, that's when I kind of thought, okay, we're just going to change it up. And, you know, I don't know anywhere where they're firing on a big crankbait right now or anything like that. So we slowed down, threw Carolina rig a little bit and got bit doing that. You know, nothing great, but just typical day. So don't be discouraged at all if you roll up at Fork and you have a tough day.
Yeah,
right
and
now,
with the water not being as hot as it normally is, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest things that I've seen is there's not as many schools of fish out there. Normally, when it gets hotter faster, it pushes more of those fish out.
That's right.
And there's schools on more spots. Okay, and so Rocky Shoe says, just looked on the One Tribe 22 Kill website. It says fishing shirts are sold out. I think they may just not have them in inventory yet. They may not have them set up yet. I don't think we've sold all of them because we ordered a bunch. But I will check. There you go. They're sold out according to the One Tribe website. I'll follow up on that and let you guys know. I don't think they are actually sold out. They may just not have gotten them back in inventory and put them on the website yet. So I'll check on that. I'll follow up. And they may be sold out. Hopefully they're not. And if they are sold out, maybe we get them to make a few more. So that goes. Because they have their own in-house guys. So anyway, there's just not as many schools out there. So you'll run half a dozen spots graphing it. There's no fish there. And then you'll run up on one that does have them. And when you run on one that has them, you will. Like, they'll bite.
Yeah.
They're biting good when you find them right now. There's just not as many fish in as many areas as they normally are this time of year. So you're really having to hunt them down and search them down. It's making it challenging. And you're also having to change.
Thermocline hurts.
That opens the whole lake.
Yeah.
That opens the whole. We don't
There's
have any
a lot of
which
big
now that
fish.
we've had like Thursday and Friday, like the water was like 89, 90. So, and then we cooled down a little bit over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But with those water temps getting up towards 90, we should start to see that thermocline come into play. It should. I would think probably this week, next week, we should see some thermoclines set up, and that will help some. That will eliminate
That always helps
some
me
of the lake.
because I'm just
Because they can literally go
Yes,
sink down in a 40 foot of water in the
That's
bottom
right.
of the main creek channel.
that's right.
They can't do that once the thermocline shows up.
I'm just not out there enough to be able to follow them around like that, so it makes it that much more challenging when there's no thermocline in the summer.
I had a comment over here, speaking of on the water action at Lake Fork. Matthew Webb says, been seeing Lunkers TV out on Fork lately. Is he hitting you up for spots? No, he's not actually. So I ran into Rob on the water the other day. I actually haven't talked to Rob. I've talked to Rob some earlier in the year, and then once his tournament schedule got going and my schedule got going, and we just don't really talk a lot that time of year. But I talked to him earlier in the year, and we're talking about Rob Turkla from Lunkers TV, Googan Squad. Everybody knows who that is. He's one of the most famous fishermen on earth now. I did see him on the water the other day, and I just said, hey, dog, what, you just gonna roll out to my pond and not even send your boy a text and say what's up? Like, what's up with that? No, but we sat there and talked for 5 or 10 minutes, and then, of course, with us running into each other that evening, we talked a lot.
Yeah.
We talked on the phone, and no, what Rob is doing is he's all in, dude, on this tournament deal. Like, he really wants to become a very good, accomplished tournament fisherman. That's what he wants to do. And by the way, if you know Rob Turkla personally, you'll know this is absolutely true. If he wants to do it, it's just a matter of time before it happens.
He's gonna do it.
He will. He's capable. He's a capable dude. He's a smart dude, and he has a better work ethic than 99.9% of people. So he will get there. It may take him some time, but he will get there as a tournament angler. But he actually, what he's doing, and you're not seeing a lot of videos on his channel from Fort.
Yeah.
He's bringing this camera guy in case something happens, because it's Fort. You never know what'll happen. He's posting some videos, but not a lot. But he's going to Lake Fork a bunch. And what he's doing is he's literally using Lake Fork as his training ground.
Which
He told me, he said, man, he said, if I can consistently find them and catch them on this lake, I can catch them anywhere we go in the country.
yeah.
That's what Lake Fork is. It's so diverse. There's shallow water, there's middle depths, there's deep water, there's structure, there's grass, there's wood. There's everything in Lake Fork. So you can catch fish every kind of way on Lake Fork, somewhat year-round, really, honestly, pretty much. And it is, in my opinion, the best training ground for a tournament angler that exists on this earth for bass fishing. Plus, the fish are so pressured. They're hard to catch. They don't bite good most days. You have to make them bite most days because they do get that much pressure. So it is the ultimate training ground, and that's what he's using it as. He's actually moved from his old house. He now lives closer to Lake Fork than he used to, so it's easier for him to get down here on a regular basis. He used to live a couple hours away. Now he's closer. He's about half that distance now. So, yeah, he's using Lake Fork as basically trying to become a better tournament angler, and it's like his training ground, and he's
Think of a better
spending a lot of days on Lake Fork right now.
It's hard to miss that boat too, boy.
He's got a new one coming. He's got a new one coming. I don't know if I'm even supposed to be saying any of this. He's got a new one coming. Probably not, but who cares? I mean, we got like 5 people watch this show, so yeah, he's actually going back to Skeeter.
Not really.
Yeah, he's getting out of Phoenix, going back to Skeeter. But he's out there doing his thing, man. He's doing a good job. It was funny because he showed me a bait the other day. He's really been catching them on out there, and he flipped that bait over to my boat when I was sitting there talking to him. He's like, man, check out this, dude. Nobody throws this out here. And I went, yep, nobody but you and Lee Livesey. Because it's a bait that I know Lee has thrown a bunch over the years. And it's to his credit, it's a bait that really nobody else really throws.
Yeah.
But Lee. And Lee's the best guy on Lake Fork over the last 5 years for sure. And so the fact that he figured that bite out on that bait as well, that's impressive. He's doing good.
He's one of those 1%ers we talk about, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's no doubt about it.
He is his work ethic is 1%. And that's guys that get to the top of anything. And folks, make no mistake about it. The Googan Squad is at the top of the fishing industry.
Yeah.
Whether you want to know it or admit it or not, they are at the top of the fishing industry, bro. Like, without a doubt. They are the most powerful entity in fishing.
Yep.
And have been for some time now. And you do not get to the top of any heap without having the work ethic. And guys that do that can usually do whatever the hell they want to. Mm-hmm. They can go into any field that they want to go into and end up at the top because of that work ethic and that drive. If they get that passion and that drive for whatever project they're taking on, they'll end up at the top.
I agree.
And if he sticks with this tournament fishing deal the way he's fired up about it now, and if he's all in on the tournament deal and he stays all in on the tournament deal, it's a matter of time before he's going to end up at the top of that too. Because it's not like with fishing. It's not like you have to have some type of physical gift.
Right.
Like there's no physical limitations, and certainly not for him. He's a somewhat young, athletic, in shape dude. So he's got all the physical attributes that he could ever need, and then some for fishing. And mentally, he's, like I said, he's just very smart. And so if he keeps working that hard at it, he's going to end up being a really good tournament angler.
He's the smartest guy in the room, in every room, just about.
In most rooms that I've been in, he probably would be. He's a smart dude.
Yeah.
He is. He's a sharp cat. And he's driven and ruthless where he needs to be, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. That's in a complimentary way. He's cold-blooded killer when he needs to be. When in business and tournament fishing, bro. You know who the best tournament fishermen are? The guys that nobody likes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the best. The very best are the ones that dudes don't like. Like if you get guys out there, like everybody loves them and they're everybody's best friends and they're him hauling and yakking it up and having a good time around the trailers and all that, you know, those dudes might be really good. They might be really talented fishermen.
Yeah.
But the guys that win championship, Rick Clunn.
Yeah.
You see Rick Clunn being everybody's buddy chit-chatting them up?
No.
You see Kevin Van Dam being everybody's buddy chit-chatting them up? Wheeler? No. Dude, when it comes down to that, when it's go time, they hate you. They've got that cold, and Rob has that. He's got that cold-blooded killer streak in him. So he's got all the tools, man. It's just a matter of if he wants to stay with it long enough to get it there. So we'll see. He's doing good right now, and that's what he's doing. You guys will see. If y'all see him on Fork, he's out there at lunch right now, but he's using it as a training ground. So if you want to go say hi, I'm sure he doesn't mind, but make sure you stay out of his way, kind of give him his space. He's not really talking about it. He's just trying to mind his own business and get better at fishing. So make sure y'all respect that. If you do see him and want to approach him, just keep your distance, say hi, and then let him do his thing because he's out there working. He's working. So good stuff. What else?
I've got something kind of fun. And I want y'all to help us with this. We're gonna do a little segment here. Things guides and customers shouldn't say.
Things guides shouldn't say.
So we're gonna kick it off with things that guides shouldn't say, and I want y'all to contribute too because we're gonna fire a couple out there, but I want to hear from the viewers some of the things that guides shouldn't say.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think I get myself in trouble real easy on this one, but I'm okay with it.
You want me to lead it off?
Go ahead.
You sitting there fishing with your customers?
This isn't scripted, by the way. I haven't prepped for this at all.
No, we talked about writing a few down. We didn't.
No. This I haven't had any prep on this at all. So this is all off the top of the head.
You're sitting there fishing with your customers. Bites a little slow, and you look at them and you go, "You ever got any good spots to check out?"
Yeah. You guys know where there's any fish at? Yeah. Things guides shouldn't say. Y'all want a shot of this whiskey? Huh?
Probably not. Yeah.
Probably not what you want to lead off with. No.
Y'all brought rods, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm so scared of this topic. I'm so scared of this topic.
I love it.
I'll tell you something. Customers shouldn't say,
Tell me.
especially if you're in another guy's boat. You ever heard of Billy Lawson? Do you know Billy Lawson? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh shit. Here's something a customer shouldn't say.
Sorry, I let one slip earlier.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
I heard you.
First minute of the podcast.
I know. I heard you. Hey, how much did you like that rod and reel I was fishing with?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. Oh, that's what customers shouldn't say. I'll tell you what customers shouldn't say. They shouldn't say yes, they know how to throw a bait caster if they don't know how to throw a bait caster.
Preach, cuz. Preach. Preach. All right, here's another thing customers shouldn't say. This is asking a question to your guide. You ever fished here before? No. We just tried out. That's a good one.
Yeah. I hate that one. That was obviously, you don't get that one too often because it's such a dingbat question. But
right.
This is one that actually quite a few customers will ask this, and it is the dumbest. It's so annoying. Hey man, you think we ought to be throwing a spinnerbait right now? You think they'll buy a spinnerbait? Well, hey bud, if I thought they was gonna buy a spinnerbait, I'd probably have one tied on.
Yeah. Facts.
What do you think I'm doing up here? Like, just screw it. No, we're not. You're going to catch them on this. No, we'll throw anything. Whatever they'll bite, we'll throw. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, if I think they would bite a spinnerbait, I'd have you throwing a dang spinnerbait on, son. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but you get asked that a lot. Hey, you think I ought to throw this? You think I ought to try that? And it's like,
no.
I'll tell you one that happened to me, and this is a real one. This is a true story. We're 5 minutes into a trip, and I'm trying to teach a customer how to walk a spook. And this guy's acting like he knows what he's doing when it comes to fishing, saying he does. This dude couldn't walk. Like, I show him how to walk and hold the rod at a 45, twitch the rod, twitch the slack, yada, yada, yada. Mm-hmm. He grabs the rod, throws it out there, and goes like this. He's pulling the whole rod to his belly, like he's doing it lower than this because he's like pulling the whole, and the spook's just going. He's doing that for 5 minutes, and I really slow down and show him again. I'm like, all right, keep working at it. You'll get it. You got to make that spook go sideways. And I show him how. I go, just keep working it. 5 minutes into this, his spook ain't turned left or right once, and he looks at me and goes, "Are you sure there's any fish here?" So I hand him a swim jig, pick the spook up, make 2 casts, catch a 4-pounder, and look at him and go, "Yep, there's fish here." And it ruined the whole trip because I was a smart ass. I was a smart aleck to him the way I said it.
Yeah. Well, we're slipping tonight, ain't we?
Just let it rip.
Filters
full
off.
send.
Filters
Send it.
off.
Send it.
We don't use Snapchat filters.
No. Wait, I don't even have Snapchat. What's Snapchat?
It's
Maybe that's something God shouldn't say. What's Snapchat?
What's Snapchat? What was another one I think I just had one too.
I'll tell you something God.
Oh.
I'll tell you something God shouldn't
I
say.
got one.
Y'all ever heard of Backpage?
What do y'all think about crappie fishing?
Yeah.
That's funny. Or you got the couple buoys, that are laid over that have been smoked by boats, which you pass them. You pass that buoy.
You shouldn't say. I caught that one wrong last week.
Yeah, you look at him and go, "You see that buoy?" And you just wink at him.
Yeah. That's actually funny.
It's actually funny because we hit a buoy one year in a night tournament. You remember that?
Yeah, babe. Yeah, and I turned
On the East Arm.
like, Chris, where's the spotlight at? I can't see anything. Customers shouldn't say, "Can I take a picture of your waypoints?"
It's 2021. Don't know. Can you not?
Here's a good one. Customers should not ask to take pictures with the guide's fish. That actually happens. Like,
No,
if you're fishing with them and you catch a big one, they want to take a picture. Like, a lot of customers, not all, not the guys that Fishlyfe don't.
Right.
A lot of customers are just like, they're just shocked to see a fish that big, and they're like, "I want to hold it,"
Right.
and they take a picture with you. You're like, "Are you taking a picture of my fish?" You know that's weird, right?
That's like having a deer mount in your house of something you didn't shoot. You know what I mean?
Yes.
This is fun.
Customers shouldn't say, "Can we keep the catfish?"
Catfish ain't coming in my boat, dog. You keep that slimy sucker over the gunnel.
Yeah, not only are we not keeping them, they're not even hitting the carpet yet.
No.
Ever. We're going to hook them on the side of
Catfish
the
are
boat.
nasty. I don't care how nasty your boat is. The only way you can make it nastier is by flipping a catfish in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get that. They lay in the net till I get the hook out. That bill
I don't even put them in net.
on the side of the
I
boat.
just grab the pliers, grab the line, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
No. I don't want nothing to do with no catfish. Listen, the only time I want anything to do with catfish is somebody else has caught them, cleaned them, and cooked them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll mess with them then.
Shout out to Hunter Harris.
And I'll mess with them then, but until then, I want nothing to do with the catfish.
So here's the thing a guy shouldn't say. You're pulling out of the marina. Y'all ready to go noodling, boys?
You already go doodling? Yeah, speaking of catfish. Speaking of that, I was hanging out with some folks that booked the trip with me a while back. There's really nice people. They invited me over to their place last night, and we had dinner on their patio at the lake, which was great. Food was great, so thank y'all, Mindy and Spencer and Joey. And man, it was awesome. And then they sent me out to we might have been having a drink or two.
Maybe.
And I had my boat with me, and I just used my boat cooler as my drink storage when I went over there to their place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had my stuff in there and ice in there and whatever. So I went out there to make a drink, and I see this like black, looked like a coil of rope on the back deck of my boat. I was like, I don't know where that rope came out, but there have been people around my boat all night. I didn't know what was going on. I just seen that coil of rope, and the lady that was over there, she walks out there. She's like, "Hey, what's that?" I looked over there. I'm like, "What?" And she like kicked it towards me. It was a fake snake.
Oh God.
But I was like, it's not real. Real things move, people. You can't get me with a fake snake. Now, the only time you might get me with a fake snake, if you rig it up to it, like if they would have rigged it up to the door and I opened it and it moved, I might have jumped.
Or if you would have rigged it up on one of Ozio's drop shot rods and reeled it past you.
Yeah, shook
Because you're obviously not going to see
or just sit there and
4
shake
pound
it and you see it wiggling.
Yeah,
Because a
'cause-
snake will like move.
Right.
But a snake's not going to sit dead still for a couple minutes while I'm on the deck of my boat. It's not going to, folks.
No.
It's going to move some.
You grew up in South Texas, so you were fully
Then
aware.
they threw a dang. Somebody snuck up on me and set like a fake cockroach right here. They're like, "Billy, what's that on your shoulder?" I look down. I'm like, "It's a cockroach, but it's a fake one. Here you go."
Yeah.
Like real things move, people.
So
Listen, if you jump at fake snakes and roaches that are sitting dead still, if you jump at those, you are a cul-de-sac kid. You need to get your butt back into town. You know what I'm saying? Like country kids, you're not going to trick a country kid with a fake animal sitting dead still. Because real animals don't sit still.
What about spider?
They don't sit still. And who's scared of spiders anyway? Cul-de-sac kids.
Stop it.
Cul-de-sac kids are scared of spiders.
Okay.
Here's the problem with being scared of a spider. You want me to solve your spider problem? Solved. Like it's done. I killed it.
Those things can get in places that you have no access to, and then show
Okay, but here's the deal.
themselves.
You are not going to see them when they're in those places.
So there's nothing to be scared of if you can't see it.
Literally, if there's a
I
spider,
mean, you might be scared, but you can't see it. If you see the spider, well, that's fine because now you can just step on it.
right? No.
So there's no. What are you fearful of? I don't get it.
Right.
It's a solvable problem.
Don't know, bro.
Like if I don't have something to like do something to that snake with, if he comes at me, I got no answer.
Right.
Like I can't just step on the
I'm the
snake.
same thing with
If I
spider.
step on him, he's gonna reach around and bite my leg, and then I'm done. You know what I mean? Like,
Maybe.
or you could, yeah. Like if I don't have a tool of some kind, I don't know how to solve the snake problem.
See, you want to hear how screwed up I am? I'm more afraid of a spider than a snake. I will grab a snake and I will freaking.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Because I'll do a team roping event with a snake. Don't even.
You know, earlier when we were talking about smart idiots,
I'm a smart idiot.
no, you're just an idiot.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Idiot squared.
You're just an idiot.
Idiot squared.
More scared of spiders than you are of snakes.
I'm
That
telling
always
you, dude,
makes
I will
sense,
grab
bro.
a snake and kiss it.
Big John says, real question, you got room for my Diet Dew and Ranch Waters? Hell yeah, come on. Come on.
Oh my god.
As you leave the marina, did y'all put the plug in? That's something a guy should say.
That's good.
That's something a guy
That's good.
should
Let's
say.
roll through some of theirs.
Well, yeah, we need to roll some of theirs.
Can we keep the sand bass?
Matt Webb says they went out with J-Bo and his dad had never thrown a bait catch before. It was pretty rough. And J-Bo was really patient. By the end of the day, he had it. Oh, so his dad was the one that couldn't throw the bait catch? You got it. Yeah, customers shouldn't say, you sure this is where we should fish?
Yeah.
I guess a guide maybe should say this or maybe shouldn't. After the 97th backlash, you need me to grab that Zeb, Kevin? Are you sure you're not left-handed? That's actually really funny.
That's funny because I'm left-handed.
How about a guide shouldn't say, you know, man, maybe you ought to try tennis.
Oh god. That's funny.
That is funny.
Here's something a guy shouldn't say. Hey, one of y'all is gonna have to drive today. I had a little too much drink last night.
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, it's been a lot of fun. That was a fun little segment.
Yeah,
I liked it.
I like it.
I liked it.
What else you got, dog?
Speaking of Snapchat,
I got a Snapchat.
you got some.
Jonathan Bowling.
Oh my God, never mind.
Yeah.
Not worth answering that one.
J-Bo. I'm actually, so, spoiler alert, August 4th through the 6th, I will be in Broken Bow, and I'm actually going fishing with J-Bo on the 5th on Broken Bow. We're going to see if we can't catch a couple of, what do kids call them, ditch pickles?
Yeah. If you don't show up in your American overalls and nothing else, with some type of a, I don't know, like we got to church you up.
I got to order some new ones because I can't fit in the old ones anymore. Because since I quit drinking, I gained 35 pounds.
Yeah. Hashtag too many Twinkies, boys.
Hashtag too many twinks.
Do you still eat 85 Twinkies a day?
No,
You
but
used
I
to.
will tell you what my guilty pleasure is now. I drink.
Remember when the Twinkies like weren't like when they quit making them?
Yeah.
And that's when we were working together. You were in like
freaked out.
full panic mode,
Yeah.
bro. Like
Yeah.
you were scouring
I
East
had-
Texas, buying every Twinkie that existed.
Had to find another crutch. You see, in life, when one door closes, another opens. And what I started doing here recently is I drink 3 Dr. Peppers a day and a half a gallon of sweet tea. And then I'll have my dinner, which usually consists of some type of red meat. So I'm probably going to die at 50, 55, somewhere in there.
I mean, what's life have to offer after that anyway?
Right. Whatever. And then I'll get done with that. I'll usually throw a pinch of snuff in my mouth, enjoy that for about 45 minutes. And then what I've been doing is I've been going to Marble Slab and getting
Oh, here we go.
ice cream.
Here we go.
By the I'm not talking about the cups.
You get
you leave them
that
cups.
little bucket.
I'm talking about a bucket.
That
'cause
bucket, yeah.
By the quart.
That's right.
And I will eat a half a quart at a time. So I visit Marble Slab 3 times a week. And I eat a half a quart of ice cream every
And
night.
this man survived COVID without a doctor,
What's
folks.
up?
So it's not unbeatable by
What's
any
up?
means.
What's up, boys and girls? I'm just telling you. So I'm gonna tell you the key. I'm gonna tell you the key to
We wrapped
success.
the whole thing up nice there. Did you see that?
The
was
key to
good.
success, you go to Marble Slab, you get sweet cream with a little bit of chocolate syrup. Can't go wrong. It's unbeatable. I'm just telling you. I've left Twinkies behind me. I ain't had a Twinkie in years. Except for the chocolate one. The
We're a
chocolate
long
cookies.
way from Marble Slab, but they got some Bluebell up around the corner. I think I might have to go get me some now.
I'm telling you, boy. I'm telling you. I'd be.
I have never been known as a man of a discretionary diet. We'll just say that.
See, and until I started going to marble slab, because I thought about it one day.
Marble slab is the best. Though. God, dang
it's so good.
So good.
So good.
Bro, the last time I took the boys there, Eli decided he wanted some of that blue cotton candy ice cream, and then he put all kinds of little sweet toppings on it.
And it's actually pretty good.
Bro, I took a bite of that, and I was like, no. Like, I mean, he liked it, but it was so much sugar.
So rich,
tasting.
yeah.
Dude, I couldn't even eat it. And he was like, he wanted that big cone, big cup with the waffle cup.
Yeah.
The waffle cone cup, he wanted that. So he's got that thing in the back of my truck, and there is blue crap everywhere in the back of my truck. I like to never got that junk out of my truck, man.
Yep. See, what I was doing before I found marble slab and invited it back into my life, I was going to the gas station and getting the chocolate chip muffins, the Hostess ones, and I'd get a pint of ice cream. And
Mixing that in with it?
Come on.
Come
on.
Hey.
I beat COVID, I'm telling you.
Hey. Hey.
I'm sitting here dropping secrets, dude. I could work for the CDC, I'm just telling you.
That being said, I think we'll wrap it up right there. My man beat COVID without a doctor. CDC is going to be hiring him. He won't be on the Fishlyfe podcast anymore.
That's not true.
But we'll be back and see you next time right here. Chris, do that thing you do.
Survivors. There's some survivors.
No, say it with passion. Go.
You want me to go
get it.
I'm a survivor.